Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Market Insights with Linux, and welcome to the channel as well if you're new. And welcome to this new video in which we'll talk about Sbet or Sharplink Gaming. We're going to do a full update. We'll talk about some fundamentals, or at least we'll talk about the relevant statistics and relevant data that I think you need to know before trading or buying Sbet, which I think most of you are interested in. And then we'll focus on the technicals based on those fundamentals, but also, of course, really zooming in on those technicals. We'll talk about my favorite potential buy area, which I do have, because ultimately, look, I'm quite cautious when it comes to Sbet, and that comes mostly from the recent price action. But there are reasons to buy this, and there are some interesting price areas as well where I would say, okay, the fundamentals are good enough, and at that point of time the technicals are good enough as well to put in a buy. But those are my personal decisions. Those are also decisions I can retract whenever I feel like it, right? So at this point of time I have some areas which I'll tell you about as well that I think are interesting, but these are definitely not calls, right? Not calls to buy. And you should be very careful with trading Sharplink Gaming. But okay, let's get right into it. A lot of you requested this, by the way, as well. So it's people have requested this for weeks, so I'm a little bit late. My apologies for that. But here we are, and we are going to do a full update. If you want to request other stocks, by the way, or anything else, consider joining the free Telegram channel and Telegram community we have. Links to that will be down in the description. Hopefully you'll see it there. But okay, let's get right into it. So ultimately, look, Sbet, there's some sort of a duality when it comes to this stock and when it comes to the company, because on the one hand I have to be fundamentally quite optimistic about Sharplink Gaming, right? Ultimately, at this point of time, when we talk about the relevant data, they're trading at a market cap intraday of $2.65 billion. And if we are correct, they actually have about $3.1 billion in Ethereum right now, which means that they are trading at a discount compared to their net asset value, a pretty substantial discount as well. Now, obviously, look, a net asset value with cryptocurrencies is very difficult to say. They hold about 0.7% of the total supply. So let's say that we actually do count these as real assets. The value at this point of time could be $3.1 billion, but if they actually start to sell that, if they actually start to unload that, the price effects on Ethereum would have the effect that the total net asset value would drop down, and just in general the amount of dollars that they will actually be able to get from that will be lower. And outside of that, if they actually do want to sell their Ethereum holdings, probably something has happened in the markets, which would be bearish for the price of Ethereum as well, right? So the NAV is very much based on the price of a very volatile and risky asset, which makes the NAV less reliable. Now, I do think in these market circumstances it does still matter, though, and ultimately, like I said, I do think they're undervalued and they're trading at a discount. But then you have the price action for Sbet, and the price action has been absolutely horrendous. We had a bit of a rally here early October, but if you compare this to the other major Ethereum treasury company, Bitmine, obviously Sbet and Sharplink Gaming, my apologies, is severely underperforming, right? And we even had a bearish breakdown here below the balance we formed from September until October. So ultimately, technically, we are very bearish, and that does count, all right? The supply and demand, and especially the demand right now for a stock, does very much matter, regardless of whether it's trading at a premium or a discount according to net asset value. And I think the underlying business of Sharplink Gaming is also significantly weaker or significantly less interesting than the one of Bitmine. But both of those things make me say that even though today is relatively positive, as you can see right here, we opened higher and we actually have a move up higher. If I'm able to use my tool, we're actually trading at this point of time higher of about, we're trading 8% higher than the close yesterday. But I would still say that we are in a downtrend technically, and I don't see enough momentum when we're talking about Ethereum, which obviously is the main proxy when we're talking about cryptocurrencies for the price of Sbet. I don't see enough reasons for me to say I think we're going to break out of that downtrend. I think it's most likely that we will continue that downtrend, and then there's one level where I think, okay, there the discount gets too big. And we have a strong technical level, and that is the area right here between 11.5 into $10. We have a high time frame demand zone there, which we formed in June. We also have a fair value gap, and it's a major psychological support level. And then we haven't even spoken about the discount that we will most likely be trading at if it continues on the same trend as we have been trending in right now, with a growing discount that Sbet is trading at when we actually hit that level. So I would say it's still most likely that we'll be able to rally, that we'll be able to trend down into that area. From there, I expect support, and from there, I also will go as far as saying that I would expect a move to the upside, where my first target would be $17 and $16. Now, the only thing that can invalidate this scenario and this prediction right now, I think, would be a very strong Ethereum. So keep your eyes on the price of Ethereum, but ultimately at this point of time specifically, I don't see any indication that Ethereum is going to outperform the markets, which is what is needed to invalidate this expectation. Those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know about sharpening gaming. That's what I think you need to know about the Sbet stock and its trajectory, or at least expected trajectory. So hopefully it helps. But for now, thank you for watching. If you're interested in more Sbet videos, let me know down in the comments, and make sure to subscribe as well. But for now, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend and take care. Bye.